Then in 1998, you and Fat Pat appeared on DJ DMD's 25 Lighters on my dresser. Did you know how big that was going to be when you made it?
That's actually me on the sample.
Yeah.
No. We were living in those moments. You know, it was still, we hadn't transformed to a professional side of it. So all those songs and things like that were still things that were tickling our fancy, these were going to our accolades, you know what I'm saying, and things that we were doing that was just like, you know, hey man, we becoming popular. We didn't know how to take that professionally at first. That's why we freestyle. It was a freestyle, actually. That's a true freestyle. 25 Lighters is a true freestyle from the hook to the verses on that, all of us. Probably not DMD, I think he wrote his, but me and Pat freestyled it for sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, 25 Lighters was referenced by a lot of different artists over the years, including Kendrick Lamar. How does it feel to be on a song that was kind of lived on, you know, through multiple generations of new artists?
Well, it's no different than Draped Up and Dripped Out.
Yeah, that too.
Early on, I used to cringe about it a little bit because I didn't feel like they paid the proper homage to it at first. But I don't kind of look at it like that because it plays so much into my relevance. You here interviewing me today, you know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is a lot of those samples, a lot of those words, a lot of those lingos, they play into my relevance. And I would say that the latter part of my career, which is now, the homage and the respect has came back full circle.
Well, everything's building up for you. Great album, it's doing numbers, big song, but then by 2000, DJ Screw dies. How close were you guys at that point?
We wasn't close as probably some of his other closer friends. Like I tell people, I never claimed to be Screw's best friend. I just claimed to be, I feel like I'm the biggest artist that came from that as far as what my contribution was for the rap part of it. Me and Screw were close, but I was starting to take off. He was still starting to do what he do, and I keep relating it back to I'm 21. You know what I'm saying? So I'm all over the place. We're close, but I don't think we're close as we would be as me and Pokey were older. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us became much, much older as we were able to look back and look at the things we're done. We wasn't from the same neighborhoods, none of us. So hanging out was never none of our things. The hangout was only at his house to make the tapes. When we left his house, if I wasn't in your house doing the tape, we wasn't in the car smoking and riding and going to the mall and going to the park. That wasn't, I wasn't one of those kind of friends. He had a lot of those. I had my own neighborhood. I had my own people that I hung with. So we were always close, but we had a musical gap because it was behind music. It wasn't a thing that, where I call you on the phone, hey, what's up? Meet me at the mall or something. It wasn't that.
Well, no one really knows how he dies, but most people assume it was from the syrup drinking. Is that fair?
I don't think that's fair.
It's not? Okay,
No.
explain.
I think...
I mean, he was fairly young. I mean, how old was he? In his 30s, maybe?
20-something.
Yeah, 20s.
Man, I think it was a multitude of things. People don't want to just blame it on that. No, that's not a thing, man. You're making money. You're on the road. This goes into sleep, resting, eating, different other things we're doing, smoking. It's a collaboration of things, man. I can't sit here and say that, man, you just got up, drunk you some syrup and died. No, that's not true. I just think that I'm a spiritual guy, so I already think that your time is your time. That's already my thing. But besides that, I just feel like it was a multitude of things. Man, we're young, we living fast, we living the high life, you making money. You know, you got to get the things that you cherish right now, rest and water and sleep and the picking of who you allow to be around you and all these different type of things. So I think it was a multitude. I wouldn't just pick out and say Serb did that.
I mean, but we did lose a lot of important Texas artists.
Lots.
And it seemed to be syrup related a lot of the times. Pimp C, of course. What were some of the other ones?
Pat, Mo, Hawk.
There we go.
See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. All those ain't syrup related. You know what I'm saying? The thing is about it is, if you notice, man, like, that's the safest thing for death. The drug, defining the drugs. So my whole thing is, man, I relate that shit no different than, hey, man, people smoke cigarettes every day and never get lung cancer. I seen somebody die of lung cancer the other day, never had a cigarette in their life. You know what I'm saying? So the drinking of the syrup, that's just a part of the era and the culture that was happening. You know what I'm saying? It could have been everything. Nobody, you know, these Pimp C, you know, whatever he was doing or how he was doing, I don't think that was related just straight to the cup. Now, I could be wrong, but in my opinion, if I think somebody just actually died from the syrup, that I will tell you. But that doesn't mean that none of those deaths or none of that didn't make me make decisions about how I want to be healthy or how I'm going to live my life. It impacted that, but I wouldn't just say that syrup killed any of them.